A house may be abandoned, but the past never truly leaves. Deep in the French countryside, in a quiet village, stands a manor once filled with knowledge and the pursuit of wisdom. For generations, the Montel family called this place home, men and women of education. Professors, historians, and intellectuals, they dedicated their lives to shaping minds, writing history, and exploring the world beyond these walls. Their home reflected their passion. Bookshelves line the halls, and flags from distant lands can be found in the bedrooms. They traveled, they studied, they debated beneath the glow of chandeliers. This was a house of ideas, of learning, of legacy. But in 2016, time stopped. A single boarding pass remained on the kitchen table, a departure that was never reversed. Since then, the manor has stood still, its grand dining table set for a meal that would never be served, and its corridors waiting for voices that will never return. Tonight we sleep inside this manor, surrounded by the relics of those who never came back. The silence is palpable, as if the past is watching. And with the morning light, we'll uncover the last memories of the Montel family's legacy before it vanishes into history forever.
Yo. Shaky feels.
So we're sleeping the night in this abandoned place, and next morning you're gonna see the video. This is exploring to the max. Good night.
Good morning, everybody. As you can tell by the look on our face, we just woke up from the bedroom in this abandoned mansion here in France. And it is a beautiful place. There were 3 bedrooms. Well, there were more bedrooms, but a few were messy, a few had actually mold inside. And this one only some dust, so we chose the cleanest one. And how'd you sleep, bro?
Well, yeah, actually not that proper, but I think it's every hour of the clock. It's cold, it's winter, so yeah, but...
The cold was definitely a thing.
I'm honest, I didn't sleep that well, so yeah, it is what it is.
It's after nights like these, when our skin gets a serious beating from the dust, cold and exhaustion, that I realize this mask has been a game changer. This is the FAQ 202 by Foreo. It isn't just any LED face mask. Unlike those stiff plastic ones, this one is made from flexi-fit silicone, so it literally molds to your face, like a second skin. Super comfortable, and best of all, it's wireless. Which means I can actually move around while using it. And in just a few sessions, this thing works wonders. It uses 8 different LED wavelengths, including NIR, which has been clinically tested to improve the skin's appearance, helping to reduce wrinkles, boost firmness, and even out skin tone, which, let's be honest, I need after that night. The best part, this mask is rarely ever on discount. But right now, with my exclusive code EXPLOMO30, you can get 30% off all Foreo products, even the ones that are already on sale. Just click the link in the description below. Now, if you want to level up your skincare, whether you're an urban explorer or just someone who wants spa results at home, don't miss out on this deal. Trust me, your skin will thank you. Now it's time to get ready for the next adventure.
And as you can tell, this was once the main entrance. And you can already see it, it's covered in cobwebs. There's a lot
of letters on the ground.
Yep.
And we already found a man's name, Jean Montel. There is this photo of a little girl. So Jean Montel lived there. It's probably been for around a decade right now.
Yep, and there are a lot of letters and also newspapers, magazines on the floor here.
Some egg boxes over here. I think the first rooms that the people are gonna see are rather messy. They also have these curtains over there, actually to keep the heat a little bit in this corridor.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, making way inside the first room. And we already see something unique, a spinning wheel, and they also create a lamp out of it. When we were in Portugal, we said this is typical French, with the curtains in front of the cabinets, often holding books.
I was about to say a typical design.
So in this case, magazines, letters, paperwork. Some older newspapers over here.
What is the date? Looks quite old.
It does look quite vintage, and it's from 1949, so
Oh,
it
yeah.
does make sense.
There you go. These old chairs over here.
Fake plants over here in the vase.
It's actually cool. It's somebody using a spinning wheel.
It is. A painted lamp cover too. Fireplace with a stove right in front. A marble one. Oh my, there are letters over here. This is quite intriguing. It's from 1944, so in the middle of World War II. And it actually says, Dear Aunt Rosine. And also their uncle, Jean. Okay.
Okay.
So Jean and Rosine lived there. And this was actually written by one of their cousins. Wow.
It's fascinating. Probably something about war.
It really is fascinating.
Have you seen this over here? Paintwork. Where is it? It's like in a town.
Looks like a very ancient village
Yeah.
somewhere in France. Little booklet over here. Okay, études locales.
What does it mean?
I mean, normally étude is actually a piece of music,
Okay.
but I don't see any sheet music inside. I believe there is also not a piano inside, right?
No, I haven't seen a music instrument.
One thing about these people, they were interested in traveling and also the history, in this case, of Europe. But we're also gonna find an American flag the flag of the United Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
So I think they also definitely had interest or even traveled overseas.
I think they definitely did some travels. Yeah, as you can tell, there is just stuff all over the office desk. You can tell that it has been looted a little bit by people, but
Yeah, people have rummaged through the items over here. Also, beautiful lamp over here. They actually look a little bit like spinning wheels. We actually come inside a bathroom over here. You can tell the decay and crumbled parts of the walls. But again, like Remo just said, people have open drawers, went in search of valuables. Maybe thought there was even some jewelry in this bathroom, who knows.
the pink bedroom. What is it always with these pink bathrooms, man?
It's an expression of the love of a man to his woman. Just saying, hey darling, you love pink, alright, you will get a pink bathroom attached.
With a pink bed.
Yeah, well, pink bed sheet, indeed. And pink wallpaper. And that is peeling across the entire bedroom. Crazy. Now this bedroom is very messy. Maybe you're even disappointed at this point, like, okay, this place is not really what I expected from it, but just keep the patience because the rooms are only getting better and better.
Well, what is cool is the decay in this room.
Also some presence of black mold.
So we have to be a bit careful, because we unfortunately forgot our masks.
A lot of decay over there. The elements have definitely resulted in some serious decline.
Yeah, well, you can tell it over here on the bed. There are a lot of jewelry boxes. They were looking for that. And some clothings. Over here as well, some clothes. Even this old telephone.
Aston AS 5100. And what is this? Even like a speaker or something? Was it maybe for the bell?
Well, I saw it in the other room as well, and it has a lot of electronics like behind it. So I'm not sure. I think it was a speaker, but I'm not 100% sure, man. If people know or seen design, leave it down in the comment section.
The tile work over here is beautiful.
Yeah, really is.
So colorful. Well, we have actually the main downstairs stair hall over here. Multiple ways to go. I believe over here is just a toilet or something. Oh no, it's just the passage to
The back.
the back garden.
And this is actually quite funny. Is that they had the walking canes and the umbrellas here, so probably they walked out through the back.
Yeah, that's possible.
Maybe that's the toilet?
No, it's actually shelves for some storage.
Oh yeah.
Maybe still some jars with confiture on top. And then right here used to be their kitchen.
Yep.
Checkered tiles on the floor. Last notes they made still on there. It's surreal.
Yeah. 09.
There is a receipt over here. Let's see if there is a date. Well, this is actually from 2016.
Yeah.
So That's a little less than a decade, but still 8 years. More food products.
Yep, they're all still left. Do you think there must be some food left?
I'm sure.
More food products as well.
It's entirely full. You can tell the people used to have maybe grandchildren, since these are quite childish. I used to have such glasses also at my grandmother's place. Wow, look at the tile work over here. I really like it.
We have a fridge?
I think it's gonna be empty.
No, not 100%.
There's still some things inside, but everything is closed, so
Mm-hmm.
luckily, smells not bad.
No.
You see, there is even this baby chair. So I think they really had a little grandson or granddaughter.
Yeah.
And there is even a boarding pass.
Yeah, well, it's to go to another city.
In France.
Yeah, another city close by.
Where they had some additional storage for all their kitchen goods and utensils. Also the sink where they probably did their dishes.
Yeah.
Caring for cats. So there is a huge chance these people also had a cat.
And small children.
There's a giant vintage Philips television dumped over here in the hall. Also a lot of cobwebs. Well, if you're curious, this will just lead again to the main door entrance where we started the video. But probably the main eye catcher of this place is right around the corner.
Yep.
Firstly, over there on the coat rack, we still have a couple jackets and a hat hanging up. Also wonderful banister over here.
Yeah, over here you can see some more magazines, letters, many personal documents, so we can't go into too much details. So glasses over here.
Well, let's enter the main dining room. Wow. This is amazing. Wonderful French chandelier over here. Antique furniture and upholstery chairs. I also love the woodwork.
A famous painting.
Stove over here. Well, probably my favorite perspective is actually from this corner over here.
Yep. Yeah, it looks really neat. Very antique as well.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's
And actually, right over there in the corner at the ceiling, I saw that piece laying next to the staircase. Just fell off out of natural decay.
Whoa, it's sad because also these details on the ceiling are beautiful. Sofa over here. Another historical frame. You can just see all the leaves on the ground and all the dust and debris as well on top of the fireplace.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's point one of the chairs in a more up-close perspective. They don't have a lot of details.
No. And they're actually all the same.
Over here we have some more details in the carvings.
on this cupboard.
Well, this is very cool with the cobwebs.
Even the cobwebs have made their own artwork over the carvings. Wow.
Crystal is still in there.
Pristine.
Alright, you don't want to destroy too much of the cobwebs, but yeah, watch out with the cobwebs.
Porcelainware.
Yeah,
Just cutlery.
cutlery.
So you can tell we're in the dining room.
This is actually set. This was silverware. Of course, it's gone.
And then over here are all the plates, the bowls, the cups. You can see on the other side.
No? And over here, I think some other storage. Yep.
The liquor bottles on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think some more special stuff to make at the table that they didn't use every week, but just occasionally.
Exactly.
Well, then I think we've already seen this first floor. And it's time for us to head upstairs and also show you the bedrooms, including the one where we slept this night. Somehow it's also quite convenient to wake up in the abandoned place, not needing to drive, hike towards it, infiltrate and sneak in daylight when everybody can see you, and just be able to start touring it and taking you on the adventure. And the bedroom where we slept
Yep.
is right in front of us. This is where we spent the night. That's beautiful, right? Not even a bad bedroom. Also a children's bed over here.
And this is where I slept.
It's matching the pattern of the wallpaper. It's really all telling a story.
Yeah. Think about farming.
Jug over here. Record player, but this was most likely the daughter's room.
Oh yeah, for sure. Family ancestors.
Porcelain swan over here. And I just love that these doors have the same pattern again. Everything is matching so perfectly. Sadly, some of the wallpaper is starting to peel.
Yeah.
That's one of the only signs of a real decay inside this angel space. And then the bed.
Yep. It's quite simple actually.
It is.
It's still very elegant how it's located.
Yeah, I like how they made it like this indeed. That is quite elegant in combination with all this wallpaper.
Yeah.
The wardrobe used to be here, but no clothes are left inside. Let's close it again. Let's continue in this upstairs floor. And I really like this bedroom. 2 single beds. Some nice presence of decay.
We also have this coat.
Yep. This one's coat.
And do you see what I see? A lot of little cat hair. They definitely had a cat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Some nice books. Also about the Louvre Museum.
Mm-hmm. And then a British flag and an American flag.
Really wondering why. Maybe they even had heritage in both countries.
Could be, man.
I mean, we never have to forget it. Europe is a way older continent than USA.
Oh yeah.
So there are a lot of people with a European heritage as well.
Well, where we find a music instrument, by the way.
Yeah, guitar. Indeed, you're right. Fireplace with a guitar over here. Some other frames too. The flag is covering up this frame as well. You can clearly see the DK on the top floor. That is probably the attic. Oh, old photograph over here.
Yeah. It's little girls.
Is this part of a Christmas crib or something?
Think so, yeah. Looks like it, at least.
Only where you can clearly see the DK in the corner.
Yeah, I'm keeping my distance, man. Well, it's actually quite cool. Should have walk-in closet.
Okay, you don't often see that in France. Clearly all feminine clothes.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's go to this bedroom.
The bedrooms are so beautiful on this floor.
Yeah, they really are.
Wow. Even on the nightstand over here, this little lamp out of a bottle of liquor, the glasses with its case, all still there.
And even this is red. It's a Turkish flag.
Yeah, I will point it out in a bit. Some nice details in the headboards. Well, that's actually the flag from the most beautiful city from the south of the Netherlands.
Yeah. It's Maastricht, I know, but I don't think they have the flag of Maastricht here, and I don't know a place in France.
No, it's probably not the flag of our hometown, but it looks like it. If you have an idea what country or where this flag stands for, if it's not even a country, just leave it down in the comment section. As you can see over here,
Even in the name? No?
yeah, their name is written on the suitcase.
Well,
The wardrobe is matching the bed again.
yeah. And there was one very cool detail. Portugal.
Okay,
So maybe the people were Portuguese.
I really think they just travel a lot, especially within Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing for sure, but also the clothes are very small, don't you think too? These are for a child, I think.
Or just for a very little granny.
Very little, and
Yeah, but people shrink once they get older.
Yeah, again, walk-in closet.
There is also this name coming back all the time, Genevrier. And in fact, that was the family name. So this was actually from Pierre. And this is a really ancient passport of the Republic of France. There are plenty of passports over here. Also the one for Montel. Whoa. Okay, so this one fell down, but these are really old ones. I've not often seen them yet. Well, at least this person was born in 1910. Also the visas over here, so we can tell if they traveled. Wow, look, still the picture. Unbelievable. No visas on this one. Maybe the ones from Montel. Yeah, it's hard to show you all the pages probably with one hand. Ah, you
Yeah.
see, was a woman.
I don't fit through, man.
And then we have Clarisse, also a woman. Wow. Never seen such old passports.
It's quite a narrow space. Well, on the right of you can tell some Roman kids. And that's actually cool. It says Optique Model, and there is the actual sunglasses.
So some perfumes. And again, see some decay. Another passport again for Clarisse. We've seen her already in another passport, so
Yeah.
children's photos.
Marble fireplace. Books on top of it. I think for decoration. It's cool that everything is in a blue theme in this room. Like,
You can probably also tell that we're in a town in the countryside.
yeah.
As you can hear chickens on the background all the time. A lot of people have poultry over here.
Mm.
We even heard it overnight.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
we opened the window to have a little bit of fresh air circulation.
Cool. 1982.
Well, not sure. Ah, yeah, this is a bathroom.
Yeah.
I think this was the main bathroom. Double sink over here. Bro, even the toothbrushes and everything are still in there.
Yeah, like, it's really left to decay, man.
It's also really left untouched, you know, like as if they just vanished, never returned. Eventually, of course, burglars came, they stole the valuables, but
And
I think everything was just left.
I honestly also think that 2016, like 2016, the date you found, people were not like really living in this part anymore. I think it's just really from maybe the children, and they eventually just, you know, they left, moved probably, and then they were like, yeah, you know what, forget about it. I cannot sell the property.
Well, we have another bedroom over here, and there is one thing we didn't see yet in this place, bro. We thought we already checked everything overnight. Just firstly showing what's in here, because it's quite hard to walk here.
Yeah.
It's a big dump. But there is another bedroom connected to this one. And that one is the top DK bedroom, I think, out of the entire place.
Oh yeah, damn.
Whoa. Check this out. crazy.
Damn.
I always never get why people actually put wallpaper on their ceilings.
Yeah, it's quite a different. Damn, this is a cool room.
Yeah, this is a beautiful room. It's a little bit hidden. I think we wouldn't have been the first if we missed out on this room and didn't explore everything properly.
Yeah.
Wow. Bed still made up. Of course, the national flag of France actually colors up this bedroom. You can all see the glass peeling from the mirror.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful mirror. Plenty more magazines, and there was even a sink built inside here.
So this was probably also washing. What she would wash herself. I assume a she, because it's in a pink style again. I think this one is closed actually.
Yeah, it's a secretary's desk. It's probably locked. What a DK, man.
It's insane, right?
Crazy.
Well, talking about DK from the ceiling, we have to go to 1 other floor, and it's the attic. All right.
Curious to see this attic since we've not seen it yet. So we're gonna head up to this final floor. It's gonna be a big surprise. It's probably just gonna be a storage attic.
Yeah. Well, there are already a lot of cobwebs, and yeah, you're absolutely right. Just some storage.
A lot of boxes.
And this massive boiler?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a boiler.
Well, I actually want to get out of here.
Smell is bad, right?
Well, it's not only that the smell is bad. What you smell is asbestos. And that is even worse. There is asbestos in this roof. And that's even more hazardous than black mold.
Yeah, it's definitely not good for your health.
So,
Alright.
we did it.
Yeah, man.
We slept inside, we explored it, and we took the people on an adventure again.
Yep.
All our dearest explorers.
I must say it was quite a nice place. You know, a plain house, but the flags were very cool. I think they got it placed there, or somebody did it, but definitely a very cool site because they are also properly abandoned and decaying. So yeah, it was a cool site, a very nice house, and I absolutely enjoyed it. And if you did as much as we, then you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment right down below, ring the bell notification button right up there. And by the way, we also offer YouTube memberships. If you want to see exclusive videos or see these videos a time earlier, these are some of the perks. You can check that out also down here in the description part. And with that all said again, we will see you on our next adventure.
Peace out.
Next week on Explomo, we step inside a forgotten Belgian farmhouse, where time stood still after a devastating fire. Among the ashes, hidden relics and untouched memories reveal its haunting past.